Blades of the Guardians is the most significant wuxia blockbuster of 2026, a $100 million epic that unites 4 generations of martial arts legends under the direction of Yuen Woo-ping, the choreographer behind Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and The Matrix. It marks Jet Li's return to the big screen after more than a decade, sharing the frame with Wu Jing, Nicholas Tsai, and Max Zhang.
But Blades of the Guardians is not an original screenplay. It is the culmination of a decade-long journey that began with a self-taught artist in China drawing pages alone in his apartment. A manhua called Biao Ren, Japanese manga legends as a world-class masterpiece, read over 2 billion times across 50 platforms, and adapted into an award-winning animated series before. This is the complete universe of Blades of the Guardians. The world, the characters, the history, and everything you need to know before stepping into the desert. The historical backdrop. The story unfolds in 610 AD, the 3rd year of the Dai Ye era under Emperor Yang of Sui Dynasty. To understand this world, you must first understand the era that created it. The Sui Dynasty reunified China in 589 after nearly 4 centuries of fragmentation, but its ambition became its destruction. Emperor Yang Guang launched massive infrastructure projects, the Grand Canal, the reconstruction of the Great Wall, while waging devastating military campaigns against the Korean kingdom of Goguryeo. Millions of conscripted laborers died. Taxation crushed the peasantry. By the time Blades of the Guardians opens, the empire is a powder keg.
This is the prelude to the Tang Dynasty, one of the most glorious periods in Chinese history. But that glory has not yet arrived. What exists instead is a lawless frontier. The western regions, a vast expanse of desert and steppe beyond the empire's formal control, have become a refuge for fugitives, mercenaries, and those who have abandoned all allegiance to a crumbling state. It is here that the Biao Ren operate, escorts, bounty hunters, swords for hire, who navigate a world where the only law is the blade. And among them, none is more feared or more mysterious than Dao Ma. The world of the Biao Ren, escorts, bounties, and the jianghu. The term Biao Ren refers to armed escorts, professional protectors hired to transport valuable goods or vulnerable individuals through dangerous territory. But in the world Xianzhe Xu created, the Biao Ren operate outside any formal guild or state sanction. They are independent operators in a collapsed system. The government issues arrest warrants. The Biao Ren collect them for a price. They take escort jobs that lead them into the heart of political conspiracies, clan warfare, and imperial intrigue. They are neither heroes nor villains in the traditional sense. They survive. The journey at the center of Blades of the Guardians is a single mission: escort a target to Chang'an, the imperial capital. The target is Ji Shilong, the most wanted fugitive in the empire. The escort is Dao Ma, the second most wanted fugitive in the empire. The route crosses hundreds of miles of desert, through territories can overthrow the very order that has crushed the people of the Sui for decades. Escorting him to Chang'an is not just a job, it is an act of revolution. Dao Ma, the Protagonist Deconstructed. Dao Ma is played by Wu Jing, China's biggest action star, known for Wolf Warrior and The Wandering Earth. Before becoming a bounty hunter, Dao Ma served as an elite cavalry officer in the Imperial Guard, the Left Shaoqi Guard, an order of warriors sworn to protect the throne. He was among the finest swordsmen in the empire, but something happened that caused him to abandon his post, his honor, and his name. The exact nature of that betrayal unfolds across the story, but its shadow hangs over every decision he makes. Now, Dao Ma travels with Shaoqi, a young boy he protects with a ferocity that suggests a bond deeper than blood. The film reveals his backstory gradually, why he carries Shaoqi, what debt he owes to Chief Mo, and the true nature of his relationship with the man who hunts him, a former brother-in-arms named Di.
Dao Ma's weapons are stored not in a scabbard, but rolled in a cloth bundle. Swords, hooks, and blades that he unfurls only when violence becomes unavoidable. His fighting style, choreographed by Yuen Woo-ping, emphasizes practicality over flourish. Every strike carries consequence. Every exchange of blades advances character, not just spectacle. The key characters and factions. Beyond Dao Ma, the universe of Blades of the Guardians is populated by figures whose loyalties shift like desert sand. Di Ting, portrayed by Nicholas Tsai, represents the tragic mirror to Dao Ma. They served together in the left Shaoqi Guard. They were brothers. Now, Di Ting pursues Dao Ma across the western regions, but his motivation is not simple revenge. He clings to a code of honor that the empire itself has betrayed. His tragedy is that he cannot let go of loyalty to a system that devoured everyone he loved. The final confrontation between Di Ting and Dao Ma is less a battle between enemies than a reckoning between two versions of the same man. One who still believes in the old order, and one who has learned it was always a lie.
Governor Cheng, played by Jet Li in his first martial arts role since 2013, is a regional authority whose brief appearance carries enormous weight. Yuen Woo-ping has stated publicly that the role required Jet Li specifically because only Jet Li could make it believable that anyone could stand as Wu Jing's adversary. In a pivotal sequence, Governor Cheng faces off against Dao Ma with swords drawn, in a duel that marks the first time Jet Li, Wu Jing, and Max Zhang, 3 generations of Wushu national champions, have ever fought in the same frame. Zhang plays a retired assassin running a desert inn, drawn into the conflict when Dao Ma deliberately walks through his door. The 3-way exchange that follows has been described by critics as a moment of pure martial art, enhanced, brutal, and entirely fitting within the elevated physics of the jianghu. Chief Mo, portrayed by the legendary Tony Leung Ka-fei, anchors the story's emotional core. He is the elder of a desert village, an old friend who provides Dao Ma with a home and a purpose. It is Chief Mo who assigns the escort mission, and whose daughter, Ayu Ya, joins the journey, a headstrong young warrior whose own arc of grief and vengeance becomes one of the film's most devastating threads. Played by debuting actress Chen Li-jun, Ayu Jidi into ferocious determination, embodying a form of strength that the film never glorifies, only mourns. Yu Shi, known from Creation of the Gods, appears as a rival bounty hunter who becomes an uneasy ally. And revolution on his shoulders. Hei Yi-chuan, portrayed by Tsi Sha, is the film's most visceral human antagonist, a clan heir whose entitlement curdles into savagery when he is denied what he believes is his. When Chief Mo canceled Ayu Ya's arranged marriage to him, Hei Yi-chuan responds not with diplomacy, but with invasion. He rallies mercenary raiders, seizes Moja village, and presents Ayu Ya with her father's severed head, an act of cruelty that transforms him from a rejected suitor into something far darker. For viewers familiar with the Jin Young universe, Tsi Sha carries a unique distinction among this cast. He is the actor who portrayed Wu Jing in the 2024 series The Legend of Heroes Hot Blooded, one of the most recent adaptations of Legend of the Condor Heroes. Watching the same performer embody both the pure-hearted, iron-willed hero of the Song Dynasty and the monstrous Hei Yi-chuan of the Sui Dynasty is a testament to his range, and a remarkable footnote in the ongoing legacy of Wuxia casting. The Manhua, Xianzhe Xu, and the Masterpiece. The Blades of the Guardians universe began not in a studio boardroom, but in the apartment of a man with no formal art training. Xianzhe Xu spent 4 years teaching himself to draw before publishing a single page. He researched Sui and Tang dynasty weapons, armor, and architecture obsessively. He studied the works of Japanese masters Takehiko Inoue and Hiroshi Hirata, the creators of Vagabond and the Gekiga tradition of adult-oriented historical manga. His goal was to fuse the visual language of those works with a distinctly Chinese historical setting and a narrative rooted in the Wuxia literary tradition that stretches back centuries. The result, titled Biao Ren, the Chinese word for escort, began serialization on the New Comics app in July 2015. Within months, it exploded. By September 2018, the manhua had accumulated over 1 billion views on 30 domestic platforms. By June 2023, that number had crossed 2 billion across more than 50 platforms. Physical volumes sold over 1 million copies. Japanese publisher Shonen Gahosha released translated editions. Rumiko Takahashi, the creator of Inuyasha and Ranma 1/2, publicly praised it. Toru Fujisawa of Great Teacher Onizuka fame offered his endorsement. The Japanese public broadcaster NHK featured it 3 times, calling it a world-class masterpiece of Chinese comics. The manhwa's art has been compared to Vagabond, Blade of the Immortal, and Soten Koro. But what distinguishes Biao Ren is its grounding in real history. Most characters are based on actual historical figures from the Sui Tang transition period. The political dynamics, the military structures, and the cultural tensions between the Han Chinese imperial center and the steppe peoples of the western regions are all drawn from documented reality. The fantasy elements, the wire-like martial arts, the near-superhuman combat exist within a framework that feels plausible because the world around those elements is so meticulously constructed. The adaptations, Donghua, the movie, and beyond. In June 2023, Tencent Penguin Pictures and Colored Pencil Animation released the first animated adaptation, 15 episodes that captured the stark, painted aesthetic of the source material. The Donghua earned an 8.4 out of 10 rating on Douban and won Best Serial Animation at the 20th China Animation Golden Dragon Award. A second season premiered on June 11, 2026, with 8 episodes continuing the story. But the adaptation that changed everything was the live-action film. Yuen Woo-ping, the legendary director who shaped the action language of Drunken Master, The Tai Chi Master, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The Matrix, and Kill Bill, came out of semi-retirement at 80 years old to direct. He shot on location in the Xinjiang desert with real horses, practical stunts, and a commitment to in-camera authenticity that has become vanishingly rare. Wire work, the technique Yuen himself helped pioneer in Hong Kong cinema, was used not to replace physics, but to extend it, creating a visual grammar for martial arts that exists somewhere between grounded combat and the elevated reality of the jianghu. The cast represents what can only be described as an unprecedented cross-generational assembly of martial arts royalty. Wu Jing in the lead role, his first martial arts leading performance since Wolf Warrior 2 in 2017. Jet Li as Governor Chang, his return to action cinema after more than a decade. Nicholas Tsai as Ding Ting, an actor who rarely plays villains but delivers devastating performances when he does, from The Viral Factor to Raging Fire. Max Zhang, Kara Hui, Xing Yu, and Yu Rongguang in supporting and cameo roles, names that span Shaw Brothers classics, Golden Age Hong Kong action, and modern wuxia revival. The movie premiered during Chinese New Year 2026 in theaters and arrives on digital platforms on June 30th, a release that is mere weeks away from this recording. A 4K Blu-ray follows on August 25th. As for the future, Yuen Woo-ping has stated that the film establishes the world of Xu's graphic novels for potential sequels. The manhua itself runs to 12 bound volumes, with more in development. The Donghua's second season is currently airing. The universe of Blades of the Guardians is only beginning to unfold. Where to start? Blades of the Guardians represents something that has become increasingly rare in global cinema. A wuxia epic that is simultaneously a return to form and an evolution. For viewers new to this universe, the most accessible entry point is the 2026 film, a self-contained story that establishes the world with clarity and momentum. For those who want to go deeper, the Donghua provides a more faithful episode-by-episode adaptation of the Manhua's narrative, with the first season available on Tencent Video and the second season currently airing. For the completist, the Manhua remains the definitive experience. 12 volumes of Xianzhe Xu's meticulously researched, visually stunning world-building, with English editions now becoming available. Jet Li and Wu Jing's Blades of the Guardians is not merely another martial arts spectacle. It is a meditation on honor under pressure, loyalty under corruption, and survival in a world where institutions have failed and only individuals remain to carry the weight of what comes next. It opens with a man walking alone through the desert. It ends with the possibility that he was never alone at all. Which version of the Blades of the Guardians universe will you explore first? The Manhua, the Donghua, or the movie? Leave your answer in the comments below.
因为他们动作是真的很快很快的。
In the upcoming video, we'll take a closer look at Blades of the Guardians, so make sure you've turned on notifications and subscribe to this channel. On this channel, you'll also find other wuxia videos, starring not only Jet Li, but also Donnie Yen, Andy Lau, Chow Yun Fat, Felix Wong, and also Xiao Zhan. See you in the next video!